I grew up on a dairy farm, and if you know anything about farms, it's that it's mandatory to have a dog on premise at all times. So my parents got a dog right after they got married, and then a year and a half, 2 years later, they had me. So Maggie and I really grew up together. We were best buddies for her whole life. The only place where we diverged a little bit was on how we felt about cats. I was a big fan. The other thing you have to know about dairy farms is that there's always a litter of cats being bred at some point. Finding kittens in the hay bales, the haystacks, is one of my favorite things. My brothers and I would move the kittens from their very safe, cozy, warm home in the hay bales onto a harsh, cold cardboard box on our front porch, and that's where the kittens would live as long as they would let us. And I loved them so much. I like squeezing them like this is my favorite thing. I love the kittens so much that I would try to smuggle them into the house. And I do say smuggle because the other thing about barn cats is that they are filthy creatures. They're flea-ridden. They've got all sorts of bugs and worms and everything like that. So my parents did everything they could to keep me from bringing the cats into the house. And that involved a lot of saying, no cats in the house, no cats in the house, to me. Maggie was often nearby. She heard this a lot, and she came to understand what no cats in the house meant. She knew that no cats in the house meant that there was, in fact, a cat in the house. So anytime that anybody said no cats in the house, Maggie would spring to attention. If she was dead asleep, she would jump to attention, run to the door, and try to prevent me from smuggling the cats into the house. It was an ongoing battle that went for my whole childhood. Fast forward to many years later, 3 or 4 years ago, and it's Christmas, and my boyfriend and I are eagerly, we're really excited about Christmas and what we were planning to get each other. I told my best friend Kate that I was going to get Aaron a cat for Christmas. He had never had pets growing up, and I kind of missed having an animal in the house. I didn't think we were mature enough. We didn't have our lives together enough to handle a dog, so I knew what that was about. So I really wanted to get my first cat into the house finally. Meanwhile, Aaron also was bragging about his Christmas gift idea to Kate. Turns out he wanted to get me a dog. And neither of us knew about it. So we were on the brink of bringing 2 brand new animals into our house, unbeknownst to each other. Kate, on the sly, kind of said, hey, friends, I really think you guys should have a conversation about this because you might want to know what the other one is doing, basically. So there was a dinner where Aaron and I were sitting across the table from each other, and we're both looking at each other like this, and we're thinking, I think I know what you're doing. And he's saying, I think I know what you're doing. But neither of us wanted to spoil Christmas for the other person. We wanted to have the big surprise with open a box and it's a cat or a dog. So finally we come clean with each other and, say on the count of 3, 1, 2, 3, I think you're getting me a dog. And so we admitted that we were both planning to get each other an animal. I succeeded in convincing him that we were not, in fact, mature enough to handle a dog. We ended up with a cat, and that is the story of how I got a cat into the house and how I got a cat story into Story Slam about dogs.